activation that's got locked in to those frozen muscles. That's really the key. It really is.
And so what you see in neuroimaging, when people go into this freeze state, most parts of their brain go offline. And you see things, part of the brain going blank.
A lot of studies are now showing that voice hearing is just as prevalent with early life trauma and dissociation as it is with schizophrenia. And so I think that has huge diagnostic implications.
Well, the trauma that we normally think of is intrusive and disempowering, right? When somebody thinks about trauma, they think about being heard. But intrusive trauma, there's only one form of trauma.
So people have gotten a more complex understanding beyond fight, flight, freeze. Indeed, much of it is for connection, much is to keep a relationship with people.
When I've done consultations and supervision, they say, well, my client doesn't bring up shame. I said, yes, they do, you just don't recognize it.
When we learn about the heroic attributes of our nervous system in attempting to keep us safe and alive, we no longer carry the issue of shame and blame.
It sounds bizarre, but parts can describe that they have a body and that these things sit in their body. So if I ask about where do you carry the shame, sometimes it's like this black soot on their bodies. It's this fireball in my gut, something like that.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ruth Basinski, a licensed psychologist in the state of Connecticut and the president of the National Institute for the Clinical Application of Behavioral Medicine. Treating trauma is some of the most demanding and complex work that we do. The promising clinical research and evidence-backed strategies can lead our practice in new directions. When we as practitioners take what we've gained from this research and apply it to our own work, it can give us much better, faster results. And if we're able to help our clients rewire their trauma response, it can have a profound effect on their healing. That's why we've developed the Advanced Master Program on the treatment of trauma. This advanced program gathers all the latest information on the nature and treatment of trauma. To make this program, we've worked with the top experts in our field. Experts like Drs. Bessel van der Kolk, Pat Ogden, Peter Levine, Ruth Lanius, Stephen Porges, Richard Schwartz, Janina Fisher, and Tama Bryant Davis. By the time we finish this program, you'll have an advanced understanding of the latest research and strategies in the treatment of trauma. You'll also come away with practical interventions that you can use with your patients. The same interventions that the top experts are using with their own patients in their practices. Our goal was to pack this program with the most insightful, most actionable content on treating trauma. Your gold package also gives you special benefits. You'll have all the recordings and transcripts as a permanent part of your library. And when you get the gold package, you'll be able to watch whenever it's convenient for you. You'll get all the video recordings so that you can download them and keep them forever. Plus, and avoid direct eye contact. Third, practice right brain to right brain communication when your patient is frozen by resonating with them emotionally and symbolically. And fourth, remember that empathy could be contraindicated when your patient's fear and arousal is too high. It's generally more important in that instance to use grounding language like, stay with me right here, or can you feel your feet on the ground? Now, coming up, we're going to give you several strategies for bringing someone out of the freeze response, especially when it happens in the session. But real quick, If you'd like to keep a recording of this program so that you can watch it over and over again, or listen to the audio recording while you're driving or exercising, please sign up for the Gold Package. With the Gold Package, you can permanently have the audio, the video, and the transcript for every session in this program. And your purchase will support our mission to share this program with practitioners around the world without regard for their ability to pay. And one more thing. When you order by midnight tonight, you can still earn the early bird bonus. It's a short, focused course on the neurobiology of trauma. And we brought together 5 of the top experts in the world to get their best strategies for working with a traumatized brain. You can purchase the Gold Package with the link below. You can sign up anytime during or after this broadcast. So now let's get back to those strategies that can be essential for bringing someone out of the freeze response, especially when it happens in your session. To start off, what's the first thing that you might want to do when you recognize that someone is in freeze?
When I see that freeze response, my first question is usually, can you nod your head for yes and shake your head for no? And why those? Because little babies nod their heads and shake their heads. It's a procedurally learned body communication that goes back to 6 months of life or earlier. So sometimes it's so automatic that even though the client's frozen, they can do a little nod and a little shake. And then I can ask yes/no questions. My first question after can you nod your head and shake it is, are you feeling a lot of fear? Because it's so important for that client in a freeze state to know that the therapist understands how terrifying this state is. So I want to get the client's acknowledgement. And then if the client says no, then I might think, oh.
All right.
Now we'll be going in depth.
So, as you guys can see, they sell you a lot of stuff on trauma and how to treat it. So, this just popped up in the ad probably because we're watching stuff on trauma a lot in this class. And so it was asking if I wanted to sign up for the free class. But then, of course, with the free class, they often give you a paid for class. So, totally okay, but I wanted to go back to parenting styles, if you guys remember which parenting styles you grew up with. This is the one I was looking for. Anything good? Anything good over there?
MDX Type S, a new era of premium performance.
Oh, yeah.
This is what
hers out, left it on top, and put theirs in or something.
Really?
She put theirs out and left it somewhere, and then she sat there waiting for them because they were like, she was like, whoever took my stuff out, they're gonna get what they're gonna get. And then she asked me, do you have any stories yet? I said, I'm like, no.
Not yet.
I hope not yet.
Right.
Why would you take my clothes out? Like, as soon as I'm done. But I did have we had like the twos. Like the issue with the twos on the third floor was like we only had like one good washer and one good dryer. We
Oh,
were, yeah, like, and it was only like one side where, and on
That's
my
not
side,
good.
they only had one good washer, one good dryer. So you were basically sitting there waiting to use it,
mm-hmm.
and it sucked because it's like you only had one. You only had one, and then they finally fixed it. So we had like three.
Mm-hmm.
We had like they finally fixed it. So we had two good washers and one good dryer.
Mm-hmm.
But when they finally fixed the washers, it was cool. But we still only had one good dryer.
Right.
So you was sitting there waiting for that dryer, but then you only got that one person having stuff in there for like 3 hours and stuff already done.
Is it expensive?
Drying
$1? Okay.
Yeah. Drying was cheap. The washing was like $1.25.
All right. Well, after parenting styles, we can go back to the toilet seat argument. Maybe in the dorms you don't have that because you have to share. Are there men's bathrooms and women's bathrooms? How's it going? Oh yeah, right. So you don't have to do maybe only at home you have to do the toilet seat argument. So on chapter 5, we're in parenting styles.
Before you get started with that, can I ask a question about what you had posted? I seen something about things you wanted us to present. Like, what do you want the presentation to like be about? Like, what do you want?
So any major mental health disorder, you pick alcoholism, addiction, trauma,
Right.
food deserts, and then so it would be like describing what it is, what like the diagnostic manual says.
I'm not right there. Because I didn't see that. Usually you post the directions.
Mm-hmm.
One on there, I didn't see them on there unless I missed them.
It's possible. I know they're in the syllabus, and I'm trying to simplify it for you guys. But really, just any major mental health disorder, what that looks like, and then
Do you count depression as one of them?
yeah, depression would work. And then what social workers do to help it. So like, how do social workers treat it and help it and things of that nature.
And
like
it has to be 15 to 20 minutes.
the idea like 15. You could add a video in there, so that way it can stretch it out.
Like, is there like what's the absolute due date that you like want it done?
October. So you like pick a date.
Pick a date in October, then we come in and present.
Yep.
Okay.
So is Halloween on Monday this year?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to maybe
Right, because I would say October 27th is the last Thursday.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So
I
that
just wanted
way.
to see the due date on it and what you want it added to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
talking about it on the live stream.
right. Yeah. So it's the any major mental health disorder, what it looks like, how they diagnose it, then what do social workers do to help it? How do social workers treat it, and things of that nature? If it is even food insecurity, trauma, depression, alcoholism, addiction, there's so many you can choose from. Cool. Yeah, I had an extended one about parenting styles because we're trying to figure out what all the parenting styles were that we grew up with.
Did you see that Jeffrey Dahmer yet?
No, what happened to that?
It's crazy. You ain't seen the Netflix series?
No.
I think it's really good for social workers to watch.
Because he was a cannibal, right? And his parents messed him up, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows how the parents play the role and all that stuff. Like, from the social work level, like how he ended up how he is now.
Yeah, what did they do? What was their
Just
parenting?
emotionally detached, like just not being there.
So they were like abusive, or like
Not abusive.
not physically
not
abusive, but
They
neglect.
were always verbally arguing.
Okay.
She left him. Then dad left. He was there for the whole summer by himself for like a year.
Dang.
Did y'all watch that at all?
I didn't want to. I didn't want to watch it because
It's scary.
It's really good though. Like that's the best series I've seen Netflix do in terms of detail.
Mm-hmm.
Everything like that.
I
It was
just
fire.
didn't
Huh.
watch it to make because they're gonna make him seem like
It's
oh he
sick.
had a hard life or something like that. But he actually ate black people, majority of black people.
He
So I was
did.
like, I'm
Oh,
not-
really?
God, yeah. So
So he was
majority of his victims were black.
Was he like racist or something? You're
He
saying?
wasn't racist. He just that's what he preferred.
Oh God.
He ate black people. Yeah, I think the young. I don't remember if the
14.
youngest was like 14.
Really?
It was 14.
Yeah, and the
And it
police
was
didn't do nothing.
it was like an Indian. It was Indian black people.
What?
In that range, but yeah, the youngest.
Was there any explanation for that?
The type of person he was off. He was just off. Like he
Yeah.
didn't really have an explanation.
This is
Okay.
really about like my friend Dahmer. It's literally about his friend. Like, he was friends with him. He was gonna be the first victim, but like he kind of knew he was off.
So how did he escape?
Escape what?
The first one you said was going to be the first victim.
He didn't.
A lot of
He
them.
basically like he tried to hurry up and got out of there. Like
The few people that
Yeah.
did get out, like they either got drugged and fought back,
Okay.
and then the couple people that got out, like the black dude that got out, he was just strong. I ain't gonna lie, he was just strong. Like he got drugged, he ended up being straight, but that drug can either kill you or you just gonna be just wrapped. But
So he tried to drug people and then he would.
he would take you to his
Cut 'em.
his place, like he would go to the club, like a gay club, take you to his place.
Oh, he was gay too. I didn't
Yeah, he was
realize that.
homosexual.
Okay.
He would take you back to the house. He would pay you, and then he would slip something in your drink. He would drug you and make you sit there and watch a movie or something. Then
For like the drug to take effect.
he'll like put you to bed and like. And so he was crazy, dude. It was insane, like insane.
It was just like a crazy white dude.
He got beat to death in prison.
Okay. Okay. By who?
They
Okay.
showed that too.
I didn't know. So yeah, I mean that's a good conversation around parenting styles and why it is important to like.
Yeah, like you can see at the end, like I know this has nothing to do with the topic, but like you see at the end how the parents were like struggling, trying to find who to blame, who it is. Like they played a huge part. Like he ain't had no.
So his parents were alive when it
Yeah,
happened.
his mom was off the pills, left.
Okay.
He was a weirdo, left, never came back.
Okay.
The dad had a mistress, he left. He
Damn.
had the whole house to himself.
Wow.
He started acting weird, but his dad had made him. They was doing roadkill when he was younger. Like they would cut up roadkill. Like, I don't know how that's a hobby.
Right. That is weird for sure. Did that dim this screen? I'm trying to stretch out my battery life. Well, no, it does relate to parenting styles, and that's what's here in chapter 5. And that's what I wanted to really just get through quickly and then give you guys a chance to work on your presentation. So here is.
Harry and Zinnia Wormwood lived in a very nice neighborhood, in a very nice house, but they were not really very nice people. The Wormwoods were so wrapped up in their own silly lives that they noticed Adam had to take care of himself.
So she was neglected.
Morning, Matilda's older brother Michael went to school. Her father and her mother took off to play bingo.
Soup's on the stove. Heat it up if you get hungry.
Matilda was left alone. At night, she got up her courage and asked her father for something she desperately wanted. A book? What do you want a book for?
To read.
To read? Why would you want to read when you have the television set sitting right in front of you? There's nothing you get from a book that you can't get from a television faster.
Wait.
She saw that whatever she needed in this world, she'd have to get herself.
So what type of parenting? You already answered it.
Hey, how are my best girlfriends? Hey, Mrs. George. This is Katie. Hello, sweetheart. Welcome to our home. Just want you to know, if you need anything, don't be shy, okay? There are no rules in this house. Not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Right, Regina? Please stop talking. Okay. I'm gonna make you girls a hump day tree.
So what kind of parenting would that one be? The one that's like bottom left corner, yeah.
I don't like how you're treating the children.
Look, Kitty,
I'm not gonna let our kids go down the wrong path. But if you have a better idea, I'm all ears.
Okay, maybe you could be a little less strict and a little more loving.
Okay, Kitty. Enough with the sarcasm.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, honey.
Yep, he thought he could sneak out.
So, what now, Ho Chi Minh?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Playtime is over. Your friends are no longer allowed in the house.
Wait, what?
No, we'll talk about it in the morning.
Fine. We'll talk about it in the morning.
What is Ho Chi Minh? I should know this, but I don't. Is that like
What is what?
Ho Chi Minh? He was
Ho Chi
like
Minh?
making fun of his dad. He said, "Okay, Ho Chi Minh." Like,
You know who might be watching this? It's from like a blue.
so that was like the cop there, or the.
Did you go to environmental science take test?
No, I got that. I already talked to him about it.
All right, so this is the third type of parent. He's kind of like authoritarian. You know what I mean? Like authority. So that's the. It'll say what type of parent.
We'll talk about how your friends are no longer allowed in the house.
If you're an Ohio homeowner.
So the first two were, like you said, kind of your friends, the permissive. They let you do whatever you want. Then it showed the neglectful one. Now this one's like authoritarian, and they go authoritative after that. Let's see.
No. This is for his own good. Look, in order for Eric to be happy, well-adjusted adult, he has to be miserable now. That's just good parenting. If I was to be Mr. Nice Guy now, you know what would happen to Eric in a few years? Do you? Breakfast!
There's my sweet little baby boy.
Why, oh, why didn't I discipline you?
Shut up, eat your cornflakes.
That's what. Never surrender, Kitty. Never retreat. We're winning. The fact that Eric was desperate enough to climb out his window shows that everything is working. You hear that?
I don't hear anything.
That's right. Nothing. That's the sound of discipline.
No, that's the sound of jail. This house used to be fun until you made it miserable.
Well, I'm sorry, Kitty, but I think it's working.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
I just said I did.
So that's the third. They're kind of doing them in a different order than we learned them on Tuesday.
There goes. My science grade was an F, and Kimmy changed it to an A.
I'm just guessing she doesn't have the authority to do this.
I'm sorry, but with work and all my other classes, I didn't have time to study for my science test.
Then you should have come to me and told me what was going on. PJ, we had an understanding. You wanted to be a responsible adult, and this is the least responsible thing you could have done.
I just wanted to prove that I could earn my own money.
Well, that's all out the window now, because you're going to have to quit your job and no hanging out at the mall until you pull up that grade.
Okay. I guess I'll go back to being a kid again.
Teach. There's nothing wrong with being a kid. You should enjoy it. Got the rest of your life to be an adult.
That's why they're good, though.
Well, I guess if being an adult means wearing a red mop on my head, I could handle being a kid a little longer.
In case I forgot to mention it. You're a pretty great kid.
Thanks, Dad.
So, which one do you think that one is?
The second one from the
Authoritative?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because authoritarian's where he's kind of a jerk and low and more disciplining. Authoritarian is where they kind of talk about things. They still have rules. That my parents were both those two, really.
Remember
Cosby.
I spent the night at Jeanette's house a couple weeks ago?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, I didn't really spend the night at Jeanette's. I spent it at Tommy Watkins.
You what?
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Watkins call us and tell us about it?
They were on vacation.
They were?
Remember the Cosbys?
You spent the night at Tommy Watkins' house and his parents were not there?
Yeah. But we didn't do anything. Mom, are you angry? Oh, no, I'm not angry.
I'm mad.
It makes me want to talk to you. I was kidding. I spent the night at Jeanette's. You can call her mom and ask her.
I think that what we have to understand is that we're going to get angry. But what we're hoping for is that you all would still come to us if you have any problems, as opposed to going to other people. And I don't think that anybody can care for you with the love that we have. No one cares more than your mother and me. Okay?
Well, I am certainly glad we had this little talk. Yeah. And now I'm going upstairs. I'm going to call Jeanette's mother.
I was kidding.
So which one do you think that one is? It seems like it is. Yeah, it seems like it's authoritative parenting, which is supposed to be like the warmest and good way to set rules and create kids. If you don't have rules and boundaries, you might create a monster. I forget which this one is. Looks like Hillbilly Elegy if you have. So which one do you think that is? The what? Yes. Yep. That's exactly it. Because she's just like, whatever. It's almost like Hillbilly Elegy, if you've ever seen that. That's written about this area in particular. And that, I think, is on Netflix. It might even be on Amazon Prime. It's about a dude who grew up in this part of Ohio, Middletown, and his parents were just maybe addicted or like hooked on drugs and addicted to nicotine and things. So let's see if this is loud enough. Oh, I guess his girlfriend's trying to see if he's home. The mom wasn't even paying attention.
So, was he home? Was very good. November 17th. And it's Christmas. Oh no. It's today's cold. Oh, watch this movie. Joe takes a kickoff. There's 1, 2, 3 defenders and breaks into the open field for a 95-yard touchdown.
So almost like a mental health disorder. She's just not there. She's not answering the questions. She's smoking her cigarettes and I guess watching football.
I've got every girl in the bleeding stuff looking for you.
All right, where is it? Why haven't they found it?
Faruka, sweetheart, I'm not a magician. Give me time.
I want it now. What's the matter with those twats?
Have you seen Willy Wonka? That's another one. So this is another example of how parenting can go wrong.
For 5
5 days now, the entire flipping factory's been on the job.
Little what nights?
Come along, you girls! Put a jerk in it, or you'll be on your ears, every one of you!
You promised I'd have it the very first day.
You're going to be very unpopular around here, Henry, if you don't deliver.
What's that?
We want that in the show.
This is, I think, one of the people that won the golden ticket, and they're showing kind of how messed up she was.
Oh, this is the old one.
Yes. Yeah. This is from like the 50s or the 60s. And she's one of the bratty kids, gets whatever she wants. Yes. And I think she like turns into a blueberry or gets all like blown up because she eats too many chocolates. If I remember it, this is definitely the old one. But yeah, I think she's even saying, dude, if you raise your daughter that way, you're going to have a monster.
Listen, that breaks my heart, Henrietta. I hate to see her unhappy.
I won't talk to you ever again. You're a mean family. You never give me anything I want. I won't go to school till I have it.
Veruca, sweetheart, angel.
So I'm forgetting, I don't have them in front of me. You guys remember which type that would be? Here's your options. If I can get it. So you've got either, what the heck is this? I don't even know. How do you close it? Maybe like that. Let's see. Okay. So you've got authoritative, dear Lord, authoritarian, permissive, and then uninvolved. She actually did seem, I don't know, the Willy Wonka one seemed maybe possibly as permissive.
Yeah.
Like he just lets her do whatever she wants. It's kind of the. So whenever you grew up, like I had both of these parents, I feel like both authoritative and authoritarian. And whenever you grew up with that, sometimes it felt cool to go to a house like this because you could do whatever you want. Like you sneak out in high school and go have a party at their house, or even this one is you do whatever you want, but then everybody gets arrested or in trouble. So that's part of the problem. So there's pros and cons to it. Maybe they didn't make it into college.
Hi, Abby. Hey, guys.
Mom,
Can I ask you a question? Sure. You trust me, right? Why? Well, don't just jump to something being wrong. I just want to know if you trust me. Yes, I trust you. Why? Okay, just hear me out. I want to throw a completely safe, alcohol-free after prom party. Bridget? In a hotel, it would end at dawn. What? So that kids could drive home in daylight after eating breakfast, the most important meal of the day. No. Mom, come on, I'm responsible. Do you have confidence that you raised me right? No. Don't you think this is one of those opportunities for me to prove what a responsible person I've become? No. Bringing the car home with a full tank of gas or not letting the house burn down when you make a grilled cheese sandwich. Those are opportunities. Well, can't we just discuss this a little bit more? No, there is absolutely no way you are throwing or attending an after prom party at a hotel. Oh, my life is so unfair. My life is so unfair. Can you believe her?
Don't you think you're a little hard on her, Kate?
No, I think I was just hard enough. That's what they need to save them from themselves.
I don't think she needs all that much saving. I mean, she's a really good girl.
Yes, she is. She's also a teenage girl. And I was one, and I know what they're capable of.
They could have been like a mixture of those two that we were talking about. Or like the parent, it can be a source of conflict in parenting. So those are your 4 and the different parent things. Now, I almost forgot about this, but this is also another big deal. We just found out that the University of Cincinnati is possibly going to, I shouldn't say possibly, within the next month, host you guys interested in graduate school. So what's that? They got $5,000 and they are able to charter a bus and then take you to their campus and they give you a hotel and then they feed you and show you the graduate school and drive you home. It would be one of like Friday or Saturday in the next 4 weeks. And she wanted a list of names of who's interested. If you guys want to type your email. And if you're not, that's okay. But it sounds like it's all chartered for you to go if you want to. No, what's that?
Where would we go?
To Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati, and then tour the campus, and then they take you home. If that makes any sense. Pretty much, they get a bus to come up here. They drive you down there. They show you the graduate school. Maybe even help you start a application. Sounds about right. And then feed you, and then send you home. So it was a good deal last year. It was like a lot of good food. I think they had more money for 2 nights last year. This year they only have money for 1 night because I guess hotel rooms maybe are what, like $200. Okay, you don't have to go. It's nobody's. And I feel like okay, yeah. If anybody online, Samaj, Keith, Brittany, Kamira, Anna, and Kiesia and Blake, just email me if interested, and I will. Shoot, I put you guys in the blind carbon copy. I think I need to get you in the regular carbon copy. So yeah, don't ever. I think I need to get you in the. I don't know how else to describe it. The food's the best part. I'm not going to lie. That was what was cool, and she said like enough for 1 night, probably because the bus is how much would a bus be? Maybe that's $195, and then the hotel room's like $200, and if there's 4 people, that's $1,000, and the food, and whatever else. That's pretty much. So yeah, folks online, or if you guys want to pass it around, I feel like they do kind of want juniors and seniors, but you can just tell them you're graduating early or something, right? Because aren't most. What's that? So they probably would want it to be juniors and seniors, and we're gonna, we'll pass it around. Do you guys know any other juniors and seniors that might want to go? Social work, of course. Could even be psychology. Right. It could be psychology too. I mean, as they have the program for everybody and anybody, but I put it out there. I at least started